Moose Jaw, MLA, Greg Lawrence, honored guests, families, friends, teachers, coaches, males, females, children, tweens, young adults, and anyone else, welcome. Just let me tell you how excited I am to be the speaker for the class of 2012. Cue applause. Before beginning, I would like to thank Cal Morhart, or as he's better known, Miles Corhart, for supporting me substantially in my campaign. I'll give a thank you to my good friend Nico Berry for nominating me so enthusiastically. Thank you, Talon, not Kyle, for making my campaign posters. I love all of you. I would also like to express my deepest gratitude to Ms. Stumberg and an honorary mention to Ian Farr for being my only rival in the voting process. Too tall for this.
Take it up.
Thank you, Mr. Broda, for teaching the best Psych 20 class around. And obviously, this speech is dedicated to Mr. Mark Salinger. Fellow graduates and Tiana Waller. 40 years ago, we entered this institution together. Hardly any of us had a BlackBerry or iPhone. We still used MSN Messenger, and we were just beginning to learn who Robert Pattinson was. So hundreds of smartphones, one social networking site called Facebook, and 4 awful vampire movies later, we find ourselves here in this extremely hot and cramped hall. I think it's obvious that all of us have matured over these 4 years. We started as scared, infantile hooligans. We grew together. The truth, though, is that we've become something more than the class of 2012. I remember how obvious the cliques were back then. We would scurry and recluse to our own circles of nervous friends, too afraid to brave the scrutiny of our peers alone. The school seemed vast and malevolent. The grade 12s were giant, scary, and bearded monsters of hellish origins. They stomped the halls with dominating vicious prowess, but they were cool. And they talked and walked as though they understood something the rest of us did not. This is something only now you and I can understand. This time together has changed us. The insecurity and social conventions in which we were enslaved seem to have all but dissolved at this point. Although groups are still apparent, the walls which used to separate us have fallen. It's amazing what 4 years, projectile vomit at an opening assembly, and a senior skip day party can produce. An incredibly dysfunctional yet deeply cohesive family. If you can imagine that one family at Burger King, you know, the one with too many kids who are all surprisingly loud considering their tiny lung capacities, and exhausted parents ready to undertake an axe-wielding rampage, and multiply that by about 4.2 times 10 to the 9th, then you are not far off from adequately describing the class of 2012. The reality of time ticking away has finally caught up to us, though. This is the close of our life as high school delinquents. However, I want to stress that this does not have to be your peak. What you have been in high school and what you are now does not need to drag behind you as you take on university, trade school, or as I'm sure Mr. Gottsig is dying to say, McDonald's. There is still time and room to reinvent yourself. Our lives so far have been dictated to us. Now we are about to create a new life. We are now expected to decide for ourselves, and I hope that's exactly what you do. Class of 2012, make a merchandise out of your passions. Live them. I want each and every one of you to take the road less traveled. And above all, I want you to practice being yourself unequivocally. Brave the world with a conduct which can only be described as you. I will close with a quote, and I'm sure you're sick of Dr. Seuss already. But I hope you remain cognizant of it as you embark on the mundane world that is the Canadian workforce. Today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. Thank you, and go Warriors.